Anola net na ya. Afafa atare na sa thank you. Et na ya. E wele criminal. Enyele ego ri ego gbawo. Nobody knows whenever more the caterpillar more today. Since 2 weeks.
Information minister will know to get. I didn't know
Anola net na ya. Afafa atare na sa thank you. Et na ya. E wele criminal. Enyele ego ri ego gbawo. Nobody knows whenever more the caterpillar more today. Since 2 weeks.
Information minister will know to get. I didn't know
that is truth. If I could waste your Anola net na ya. Afafa atare na sa thank you. Et na ya. E wele criminal. Enyele ego ri ego gbawo. Nobody knows whenever more the caterpillar more today. It na e wele criminal. Enyele ego ri ego gbawo. Nobody knows whenever more the caterpillar more today. Since 2 weeks.
Information.
Thank you. It na e wele criminal. Enyele ego ri ego gbawo. Nobody knows whenever more the caterpillar more today. Since 2 weeks.
Information minister will know to get. I didn't know
that is truth. If I could waste your it na e wele criminal. Enyele ego ri ego gbawo. Nobody knows whenever more the caterpillar more today. Since 2 weeks.
Information minister will know to.
You know them as a government.
Of course. Like I said, we know where these guys are. We know where they live. We know their parents.
You know them as a government.
Of course we do. They live with the same community we live.
So why is it difficult to get them?
That is the $1 million question that I should ask you.
We are trying to understand, for those of us who are now conversant with Zamfara, have never been there, and we hear you as a chief security officer speak tonight to say you know these people, but yet you can't get them. It's a head scratcher. The story that was out there with the change of the commandant was that he raised some concerns and accusations that the outfit is not being equipped and is not being funded to fight the war you have set us up for. And then he was changed a couple of weeks after.
That is not true. If you had listened to the police when he was arrested and interrogated, it was a different story. What we found out was that he was fully involved in that operation in Mada. The records are there. You can get this information from the Commissioner of Police in Zamfara State. So it's not true.
Great. Mr. Governor, I'd like to take you back to my first question when I asked you about what your state was actually dealing with. Because we hear banditry in Zamfara in the northwest of Nigeria. But by our understanding, and the simplest definition of banditry involves groups of armed thieves. So these are thieves with just arms. Yet the challenge seems, grave, that the northwest, and particularly Zamfara State, is not able to deal with group of thieves who have arms. So do you feel the narrative is correct to say what you're dealing with in your state is banditry, or is it something more grave than that?
Well, it all depends on classification. You can call them bandits, you can call them thieves, you can call them any name. But my understanding is what will be the reason for these banditry activities. That's number one. Two, if you talk about Niger Delta, I will say yes, there's an economic reason why people are fighting to get certain things. If you look at Boko Haram, you will say that it's a religious issue because they believe in their faith, and therefore they want to defend their faith. What is the reason in Zamfara? We are the same people, 99.9% same religion. So what is the reason? What are they fighting for? This is the question.
Have you been able to find an answer to that question?
That is still what we're trying to do, because I cannot understand why. And imagine if today they are going after government officials, they say, okay, they have grievances with government officials, but they kill innocent people that barely even eat 1 square meal in a day. What could have been the reason? That must be crazy. And that is still what we're trying to find out. And to deal with that is you need to deal with these people decisively.
And in taking that decisive measures, let's talk about the role of the federal government in all of this, because so far it's been your effort you've talked about. How much of an influence does the federal government have in, or has in, fighting this war with you in Zamfara state? What's been the involvement of federal government? The
security situation is not just for Zamfara. It's across all the northern part. However, Zamfara play a dominant role in terms of the banditry because this is where they hibernate. They move from Zamfara to Katsina, Niger, Kaduna, Sokoto, and so on and so forth. And you know, it's the responsibility of federal government to provide safety of people, lives and property, which is the security forces that include the military, the police, as well as civil defense. Yeah, they're doing their best. However, there's a need to do more to deal with these guys decisively. Like I said, we know where these guys are. We know where they live. We know their parents.
You know them as a government?
Of course we do. They live with, with the same community we live.
So why is it difficult to get them?
That is the $1 million question that I should ask you.
We are trying to understand, for those of us who are now conversant with Zamfara, have never been there, and we hear you as a chief security officer speak tonight to say you know these people, but yet you can't get them. It's a head scratcher.
It is something that we are trying to all put our heads together. That is why, from what I can do as a governor, to have this CPG as a first line of defense. Of course, military are there, police are there, as well as civil defense, but they are not under my control. They are under the control of federal government, and they are doing their best. And like I said also, our security forces have the ability to crush these guys.
But they are not.
They're trying their best.
Trying their best.
Like what happened within the last 3 days when one of the major kingpin, Halilu Sububu, was killed. It is a combination of both military as well as the CPG and the community that made it possible. And I commend them for that.
Okay, I wanted to take you back to one of the questions you raised tonight about what is fueling this in Zamfara, because you seem to say, there's no, it doesn't look like there's a religion undertone to it. The people they kill are also poor, so they're
very poor,
very
for that
poor,
matter.
so there is no
barely
reason
surviving.
To go after them. But there's a question of the mining, the natural resources in Zamfara state. Don't you think that is enough to fuel all of this in Zamfara state? And I wanted you to answer if the ban placed by the federal government is still in place on mining in your state.
The ban has been in place since 2018, so it's nothing new. I also met it. What I did on my own part is to also make sure the traditional institution do not give this consent form or consent letter for any mining activity in Zamfara state. And it's one reason why we had to issue an executive order that will stop giving out consent letters on mining by traditional rulers. Now, yes, there is a kind of correlation between insecurity and mining. And that's the reason why we're making conscious effort to have a clear understanding between the state and the federal government on what will be the best way to go about it. Of course, it's about revenue as far as I'm concerned. If we're able to get it together and make it functional, that means there's an additional revenue that will be coming to state government, which will be used in making some significant projects that will be for the benefit of our people. And I'm happy there's that synergy now between the state and the federal government in terms of mining activities on what will be the way forward. We're trying to fine-tune the whole thing.
Okay, so if I understand you, this ban on mining that has been in place hasn't really shifted the needle in terms of the nexus between mining or illegal mining and security in the state.
What I'm hearing is that some of the bandits are also engaged in some mining activities. For example, the guy that was killed 3 days ago, the Halilu Subu. But the rest are just artisanal miners, so to say. So it is something, like I say, we're trying to fine-tune to understand what is really happening and what would be the best way to make it effective and functional, so that in the long run, there will be revenue coming to both federal and the state government.
The governor of the state himself obeys the sit at home on Monday, and then the civil servants that work in government house obey the sit at home, and government shut down on Mondays. It means the real governor of Southeast is Simon Ekpa.
Biafra, we have emerged triumphant from all our foes. Through the crucible unscathed, we passed victorious. Our trumpets pealing the glorious song. Play it, sing it, all hail Biafra. Oh, hail Biafra, we shall always remember all that perished in the struggle for our freedom. All hail our heroes, our prayer shall be known both day and night.
Greetings to all Biafrans and lovers of freedom. Shall we observe a minute silence to the fallen heroes of Biafra? And the time starts now. May the souls of the departed heroes and heroines of Biafra rest in peace, while the heroes that are fighting on to see that Biafra is fully liberated and recognized keep on fighting with strength and courage and wisdom until Biafra land is fully liberated. I salute all Biafrans listening to us at this very time. You're all welcome to this very emergency program because it's late in many of your ends, and it may be early morning from your own ends as well. It may be midnight, it may be afternoon, it may be evening. I salute all of you. Yes, today's program is going to be kind of different because we want to pass a message directly to the international community so that they should understand that a lot has happened in one Nigeria, and it is on that very pinnacle of the destructive and dangerous diversity that we have in one Nigeria that culminated Biafrans into taking the bold step of defending themselves against the oppressive regime and the tyranny which has existed before now. And I make bold to say that my Prime Minister, the Prime Minister of the Biafran people, is not the first Prime Minister to emerge in exile. Lithuania has been, many other governments in exile has existed before now. So those that know how to read history very well, please go and dig in and bring out. Or if you Google government in exile now, as we speak, you will see many, many countries with their government in exile that have existed. So we are not doing what has never been done. We are actually learning from the multi-video conventions. We are actually learning from America. We are learning from Lithuania. We are learning from Lesotho. We are learning from Finland. We are learning from Switzerland. We are learning from every other countries that have told the path of liberation to see that their people are freed from a terrorist government that has existed, slaughtering their women and children on a daily basis. The British contraption as they are, the evil empire, had done worst to the American people before the Americans decided to free themselves one day. They fought cold-blooded war. They went through a lot before they finally got the America that every man wants to call their own country now, because people sacrifice their blood for it to be a place of living. In our own time, the Biafran people have decided not to run away from our own lands and to allow the terrorist occupation to take over, whereby we become slaves to them. No, it's not going to happen. That is why we have men of goodwill, men of steel and of valor, men that can stand the test of time, men that will do anything, men that will sacrifice anything to see that Biafra is restored and fully liberated. That's why we have the likes of our eternal leader, a former president of Biafra, a supreme leader, a prime minister in our own time, and all of us. Then you go down to the defense in the homeland. There you will see men that have put their lives on the line. They have sacrificed their family, sacrificed their pleasure, sacrificed their friends, sacrificed their time to mix up and to go about normal life. They prefer to put their lives on the line in the defense. They put their life as a sacrificial lamb so that all Biafrans can be secured and be freed. We thank the American government under Donald Trump for coming to expose the evil that has existed long before now. We are going to play some videos to refresh the minds of some people. Then at the end of the day, we will send the message the way we want to send it. Our Prime Minister has been held against his freedom. He committed no crime. The people that have collaborated to see that he is locked up in detention in the name of interrogation are all working for the same purpose. The same purpose, which is the Islamic jihadist conquest. They want the Boko Haram, they want the ISIS, they want the ISWAP, they want all the terrorist group in this world, the Al-Qaeda, to reign. That is why our supreme leader that arose to the defense of Biafrans, they went as far as Kenya to kidnap him and bring him back to Nigeria and lock him up in a dungeon with a deteriorating health, which has galvanized into many other things in his body. His glasses, his lens, which he uses to read, was smashed to pieces when he was brutally beaten to stupor in Kenya. And up till today, they have not restored his reading glasses. So, guess what will be happening to the focal point of his retina? A man that has to see very well and read properly with his glasses, taken away from him for years now. What will happen to his retina? Blood samples has been taken from his body for over 21 times. For whatever reason, the DSS terrorists of one Nigeria could not defend, because the idea that they tortured him, beat him to stupor, he passed out, and for over 8 days, life came back into him in Kenya, and they brought him back to life to see that this man has refused to die. He's not the man that refused to die. It is the God of Biafra that refused his life to be snuffed out of him. A man has been wearing one particular cloth, appearing in court for the past 4 years. He committed no offense. Even criminals that have been convicted in prison, when they are bringing them to court, they give them clothes to change. And they change their clothes as at when due in detention. But our supreme leader have been deprived of all these treatments that someone that is in detention should be given to. He's been treated as a criminal. He's been treated like someone that was part and parcel of 9/11 bombing. And when we listen to the American government speak, we even get to understand that the taxpayers' money of America, of whom Biafrans are part and parcel of, this taxpayers' money of America, the same money is given back to the ISIS and the Al-Qaeda, paying them back for killing the Americans with American money. The same applies now in our own case. The oil and gas and natural resources extracted from the Biafran territory is what gives earnings to one Nigeria to procure all the weapons of mass destruction that they have used to kill, maim, and cut off heads of women and children under the auspices of Boko Haram Islamic jihadist terrorists. So the hour has come which we have to connect the dots. As the American government cried out through Donald Trump that the American taxpayers' money is what was used under Obama and Joe Biden administration that just finished yesterday to procure weapons that was used in turn to kill the same American people. The story is not different from our own end. The same taxpayers' money, the same money that is extracted from our oil and gas in Biafra land, is what has been used to the procurement of the weapons that they use to slaughter us on a daily basis. Donald Trump, as a government with sovereignty that has lasted for many years, has been able to sanction many of the agencies that aided and abetted these ignorant crimes. The Biafran people will ask the question, is the Biafran government in exile able to do what Donald Trump did? The Biafran government in exile is a legal entity, a governing body that is saddled with the responsibility to bring forth the plight of the United States of Biafra to the fore so that the entire world will understand and see what we are yearning for and the reason why the United States of Biafra must be recognized, so that all that we put on the table can be seen as a matter of interest. When my Prime Minister was telling America and the Europeans that when you continue to support the Boko Haram and supply them weapons, they are not only going to come back at the Biafran people, but they will in proxy gather all the strength they have in one Nigeria, reinforce with all the terrorists in the Sahel, and come back to fight back the West. Many people did not take him serious. Even many of us, the Biafran people, did not take the Prime Minister serious. When he also warned in 2020 that the election of Joe Biden is a replica of Obama and it is coming with doom, that it is going to pave way for Sunai, it is going to pave way for the organization of the Islamic State. It is going to pave way for more and more influx of Fulani terrorists and Boko Haram to have a safer heaven and to increase in one Nigeria, thereby slaughtering people day and night. Nobody took him serious. But today, the reality stares everyone to the face. In Zamfara, women and children are murdered on a daily basis. In Niger, the lists are endless. In Benue, The lists are endless in Kano and Kaduna. A day before yesterday and yesterday, there has been a strike by the Nigerian Air Force on the citizens of Katsina State. Intentionally, because they have done this before, and whenever they do it, they come back to tell you they were aiming at the terrorists. They thought that the terrorists were there, but they will succeed in massacring unarmed babies, women, and children. These numbers of 200, 150, 500 would have toppled in Biafra land without the existence of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the supreme leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. This number would have toppled in Biafra land without the existence of Prime Minister Simon Ekpa Njoku. This number in Biafra land would have toppled without the existence of the Biafra Defense Forces, who are saddled with the responsibility of defending and liberating and protecting the Biafran people from the terrorists that have gathered in thousands to march in and slaughter them in their sleeps. The revelation from the American government under Donald Trump is not new. And we will start from playing videos that will validate and make you to understand that this is not new. But what is peculiar is that as Donald Trump came in, spoke about it, he swung into action immediately. So we want the Biafran people to understand. Biafran people should understand something. While Donald Trump was out of office, all of you have been speaking. Maybe some of you now would think that Donald Trump is not aware that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped by one Nigeria and is in detention. Maybe some of you also would think that Donald Trump is not aware that my prime minister, the prime minister of the Biafran people, was detained by Finland government in the name of interrogation because of us standing up to defend ourselves and asking for the restoration of the United States of Biafra, the lost glory of the Biafran people. Maybe some of you think that Donald Trump is not aware of the slaughter and massacre of Christians. Maybe some of you think that Donald Trump is not aware of what happens in Africa, specifically Nigeria. Today there has been a publication that over 200 and something Nigerians are to be deported from America. You have to go back to fix your own mess. Donald Trump is fixing the mess of America, which Joe Biden and Obama had caused them for years. So for you now to sit back and watch that Donald Trump came back into power as the 45th independent elected president of America, and then the first thing that he did was to dig into the sponsors of terrorists. You should know where Donald Trump is going. Also, ask yourself a question. Why is it that immediately one Nigerian terrorist government saw that Donald Trump is about to ascend the throne, Donald Trump is about to start his work is about to be inaugurated into office. One Nigeria ran to become a friend to the BRICS nations. One Nigeria ran to become friend to the BRICS nations, to the BRICS countries. One Nigeria did not run to come and bow down to Donald Trump. Rather, one Nigeria ran to go and start becoming friends to the BRICS nations and countries. I want everyone to learn something there. They know that the game is up. I want the Biafran media to be very, very proud of themselves. While Donald Trump was out of office and while Joe Biden was doing all the shambles, Donald Trump was watching everything that you are doing. The awareness that you people have created on the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, everything that the Biafran people have done for the past 4 years now, Donald Trump has not been away from the media. Donald Trump and his team, they have been watching. Also remember that this Biafran government in exile was also making connections and contact with Donald Trump campaign team. My Prime Minister has said this and made it very clear to all of you. And when some people came attacking him and say, Donald Trump cannot give you anything, he made them to know that he is not telling you Donald Trump is the one that will give us Biafra. He is not telling you that without Donald Trump, that Biafra people would not live. But he knows where he is touching. He is trying to connect the dots so that at the right time, some of you Itiboribos will come to understand what it means to play politics and to touch the heart of power in the capital of America. What the Biafran people couldn't do in 1966 to 70s, the Prime Minister within 3 years has been able to do it. And today, you see the acting Prime Minister giving you the result of his day-to-day, week-to-week activities of engagement with the congressmen of America. For those of you that may not understand what the congressmen of America means, let us use the zoo terrorists of one Nigerian government to explain.
Life is a process, no matter how you go about it. Mazi Ogechukwu Omale Chawoke, the Biafran Republic Government in Exile Finance Minister, is humbly campaigning for global Biafran financial support for the purpose of Finland Convention, Biafran Defense Forces, and redeclaration-related activities. I appreciate all Biafrans who have been supporting our liberation movement. I also urge everyone to massively support more than ever, especially in these critical times.
Okay, we are back. Sorry about that. So, all that our Prime Minister worked out is going to pay out now for some of you to understand. When he told you, we have a lot of work to do in America. So I was about to explain the American congressmen to you, for those that may not understand. Like in one Nigeria, you have the presidency, then you come down to the National Assembly where they make laws. So that is what you need to understand. When the National Assembly of one Nigeria, the lawmakers, sat down to discuss about Biafra in the National Assembly for over 1 week, that was when Senate President EFIK-IBIBIO told some of you and told the entire one Nigeria that if the governor of a state obeys the sit at home, the senator obeys the sit at home, the minister obeys the sit at home, the workers obeys the sit at home, the army barracks obeys the sit at home, the police obeys the sit at home, the school pupils and students and the teachers, the lecturers in the universities, they obey the sit at home. It means Simon Ekpa is the real governor of the Southeast. That message went very far. If the number 3 man in the country is making that statement, he's actually pointing something to the entire world, that they have failed very woefully, that they have given up and they needed to step up their game. So, when we are talking about the congressmen in America, we are talking about the senators, just like you have the senators in one Nigeria. Those that sit down to make laws. That is why you see that our APM is having meeting with the people that will sit down to crack the laws of America, to pass bills through first reading, second reading, third reading, and then they will discuss, they will debate, and come to a certain conclusion at the end of the day that they have to do something about Biafra. Before Donald Trump will pass and sign one document and bill into order, that bill will also go through this same place. The Senate will sit down to review it. They will work on it. So Biafran people, the Prime Minister had done a great job. But it is time for us to remind Donald Trump now that under Joe Biden, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped in June 2021. And thereabout in October, November 2021, that was when Joe Biden removed Nigeria from the red list of countries that kill Christians, of countries that violate religious rights of people, with the international crime of kidnapping of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on the list. So in proxy, Joe Biden was actually applauding one Nigeria for kidnapping Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in Kenya. That is the message we need to point out now. Because under the same Joe Biden, you remove Nigeria from the list of countries that are killing Christians. And who are those killing these Christians? It is the Boko Haram terrorists, which the American government has just unveiled today. That part of the money and the aids that the American taxpayers' monies are being funneled to in the name of AIDS, helping people. They come and tell you humanitarian aids. Just like you see Madam Bao today, Madam DPM of USB Nigeria, telling you that he is doing fundraising for humanitarian aid. And when you go to our website, you see that our humanitarian aid goes to Russia, Ukraine, Nigeria, and she'll come and put Biafra there. The northern part of Nigeria, the Boko Haram terrorists, the ISWAP, the Ansari terrorist group, the FUNAM. So the humanitarian aid, the money that the US government allotted for the NGOs that say the non-governmental organizations, just like NGOZI own that she just opened, it is a non-governmental organization. When this money are funneled out in the name of, they want to use it to help humanitarian problems, people that have faced one problem or another, out of war, out of crisis, the money is channeled to the Boko Haram terrorists. And they use the money to procure more weapons to come and slaughter Biafrans. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was fighting against the Boko Haram terrorists. The Nigerian government kidnapped him because of fighting against the Boko Haram terrorists. American government under Joe Biden now remove Nigeria from the list of countries that are killing Christians using the Boko Haram terrorists. So, are you now enjoying the old show now? Boko Haram terrorists are killing. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was coming together with Biafrans to stop the Boko Haram terrorists from killing Biafrans and other Nigerians. Then, Nigerian government connived to kidnap Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for stopping Boko Haram terrorists from kidnapping and killing people. Then, American government under Joe Biden now remove Nigeria from the list of countries that kill Christians using Boko Haram terrorists. So, while Joe Biden was here, when there has been serious warnings from all ends, nobody was listening. Our Prime Minister warned. Nobody took him serious. Nobody listened to him. Commodore Kunle here was also coming to warn about it. But when it was part and parcel of the system, he could not say anything. But when he came out, he was able to come and learn his voice.
Internet does not forget. We have never been this much polarized. I'm a federal person. My mind is federal. My brain is federal. My loyalty is federal. I do things for the federal government. So I cannot come here and try to be sentimental. No, I'm a federal person.
So will your life be at risk now that they're hearing you?
I don't care. I don't care. And my colleagues, they know me. Those people that listen to me, they know me. I don't care. The issue is that this country is bigger than an individual. That is the issue. This country is bigger than individuals. Buhari will come and go. Eliminating me or killing me will not solve the problem and will not add value. But he will come and go. And somebody must come and repair the damage to the psyche of this society, the damage to the polarization, to the nepotism that I've never seen in my life. I work with all these presidents. This is the worst situation I've found myself. And believe me, internet does not forget. I was part of the people that helped to bring Buhari to government because I believe in him.
Have you worked with the government after that?
After
you helped bring the government?
Oh, of course, I worked with him. We brought him in 2015, and I work as the Deputy Director of Defense Administration. And we have a lot of hope in him. And we actually are ready to do anything for him. What he has turned out over the years is shocking to us. I was in Harvard in 2014, in December, when the Department of State Services and CIA and others were contemplating about Buhari and other aspirants. I know what we did to convince the American government that the only person that can come and put this country right is Buhari. That was before the Lagos...
all these were happening under Barack Obama. Barack Obama. So we can now get the story very clear now, because when Goodluck Jonathan was saying it, that the interference of Obama in the election of Nigeria is worrisome. And it is something that everyone should ask questions. And here you listen to Commodore Kunle telling you, I was part of those people that convinced the American government that we need to make Buhari the president of Nigeria, so that Islamic Jihad, Boko Haram, would not be crushed, so that they will not scrap. You see, at times you think that you are working against the people, but you end up working for Boko Haram. Yes, because you worked for the Boko Haram to come to be, for the Islamic Jihad to come to be, and today you are regretting of being part and parcel of those that paved the way for Buhari to come to be. That means you are part and parcel of the persons that paved way for Islamic Jihad to come to be, for Christians to be slaughtered in Nigeria. So when we are even calling on the American government and calling on Joe Biden and Obama for what they have done to the Nigerian people, hey, you should go back and look at people like Commander Kunle, from what he just said in his mouth now. He was part and parcel of the people that convinced the American government. So American government now determine who becomes the president of Nigeria. The American government under Obama and Joe Biden determine how they will fund Boko Haram to come and eliminate Christians. Obama and Joe Biden, with people like Commander Kunle, they plan on how Christians will be eliminated so that Islamic Jihad will come to play. But do you know what I like in this life? When you use one particular coin to measure destitute for others, with that same coin on the other side will be used to measure your own. The American government, through Obama and Joe Biden, that measured evil of Boko Haram to come to be for the Biafran people, to slaughter Christians that you're saying today, they have also paid the price. Yes, the American government have also paid the price in their own ways. And that is why, after they have paid the price for so long now, one of the prices that they have paid is the destruction of lives and properties that you see that is ongoing between Russia and Ukraine. Also, Iran. Also, Israel and Hamas. The money that they have used in funding the war that is happening in Russia and Ukraine, 95% of that money is American taxpayers' money. American taxpayers' money. You heard when Joe Biden said he is ready not to allow Russia to win the war. Instead of giving in for a peace talk, he will continue to pump in money so that Zelensky, the Ukraine president, will not bow down to Russia. Why? Because of the quest for power. They would rather put the American government into recession, while the American people and the taxpayers' money are being used every day to fund a war that is not fruitful to them, thereby making their treasury to become useless and making every other person in the world to become victims indirectly to their recklessness. The Biafran people have come to the crossroad of where we don't listen to anybody now. Because if the Biafran people had sat down, folded their arms this far, while Obama and the American government unleashed Buhari as a dog to come and eat up all the Christians in Nigeria, starting from the time of Obama finished, and then push over to Joe Biden. If Biafran people had folded their arms without the upsurge of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu awakening Biafrans, today there will be no Biafran to speak. Today there will be no Biafran alive. The Fulani terrorists, the Boko Haram would have wiped us all off the surface of the earth. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the Prime Minister, with the Biafra Defense Forces that we have today, are the only reason why people are still breathing in Nigeria. If not, the Fulani terrorists, headed by the Boko Haram terrorist group, they would have wiped out everybody in the community, and Nigeria would have been Islamized long before now. Some people don't really understand the advantages and the blessings that the Biafran people have become to them in Nigeria. But with time, all of you will get to see. Today, all of you are playing and sharing the video of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu when he prophesied far back in 2020, telling you that the American government, that Obama is the one influencing Buhari for more Fulani terrorists to be unleashed into Nigeria, thereby slaughtering and killing Christians. Did you people take him serious? No, you did not take him serious. And when he was kidnapped in Kenya and brought down to Nigeria and locked up in chains, you have been clapping for one Nigeria, for kidnapping a savior, for kidnapping a prophet who has come to tell you things that you cannot stand to understand with your ordinary eyes and minds. Today, your cries have doubled because there is no day the Fulani terrorists don't invade a community and slaughter many. Is it Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that they are slaughtering? No. It is you that they are slaughtering. Because you thought you were doing him more harm than good by mocking. But you are the one feeling the pains today.
The APC, before they choose within.
Right.
And that was how Tinubu came in. We know what we did, but what he has done in the past 6 years.
We know what we did. They know how Obama's government, how Joe Biden's government used them to see that Islamic Jihad prevail, that Boko Haram take place in Nigeria, that the funding of the American government continue to come in to fund the terrorists. That is what it tells you. We know what we did.
We know what we did, but what he has done in the past.
We know what we did. They know what they did. You see, this video of Commander Kunle, we addressed it in two different forms. When he was telling us about the sponsors of Boko Haram, the Nigerian government refused to talk about it. And it is still embedded in this very video. And today, what we are doing with this video is that we are connecting it with the confirmation from Donald Trump's government exposing how Obama and Joe Biden collaborated with Nigerian government to bring about the strength of Boko Haram so that they can eliminate Christians in Nigeria. And when you listen to Commander Kunle make it very clear that he was part and parcel of the people that convinced the American government under Obama. He was part of the people that they had the meeting and the conference in America under Obama and Joe Biden. They planned and they brought about Buhari to come in with the Boko Haram so that Christians will be eliminated. When he was saying this thing and doing this thing, he did not realize what he was doing. If you listen to him from the beginning of this video, you will hear him say, I am a state man. I kill for the state. I kill for Nigeria. I protect for Nigeria. I work for Nigeria. And so he succeeded in doing what? Bringing Boko Haram to do what? To kill Nigerians. On the sponsorship of what? Obama and Joe Biden's government. Bringing about Buhari. They had to look for a way of dehumanizing and making useless the existence of who? Goodluck Jonathan. So what did they do? They had to go all the way to America and meet the American government. How are you going to influence the election of one Nigeria so that we can bring out this Biafran? Because if we allow this Biafran man to be here, tomorrow they will use this avenue to pave way for Biafra Republic. Kunle cannot go free. When you are looking for those that gave birth to Boko Haram in Nigeria today, Commander Kunle cannot go free. Commander Kunle is as worst as Obama and Joe Biden. Commander Kunle is as worst as Buhari and all the chiefs that work under Buhari. Commander Kunle is as worst as all the senators, the ministers that worked under Buhari to bringing in Buhari into office in collaboration with the American government. We know what we did.
It was how Tinubu came in. We know what we did, but what he has done in the past 6 years is shocking. It's unprecedented. And it should not be allowed to be swept under the carpet because the damage to the psyche of this country is monumental.
So when he said that was how Tinubu also came in. So the same way that they brought about Buhari with his Boko Haram is the same way they brought about Tinubu when Tinubu was governor of Lagos. Remember that this video was far back in 2021, 2022. Tinubu just came in here now as president. And before, he was what? As governor. So the same pattern that they use in bringing in Tinubu is the same pattern they use in bringing in Buhari. All this has been a set-up plan, a long Islamization project. And they use you, Commander Kunle, and you are very proud to have been the person that was used to harness all these evil plans against the Christendoms. Christians have suffered so much, and we want to say, airborne to Donald Trump, who in his second term of office has come to realize that the people that have been in power for the past years, their aim and objective has been to eliminate Christians totally and every other religion that does not conform to Islamic jihad. So you can listen and hear that Tinubu was planted before now. From Lagos now to enter into APC, to become the chieftain of APC, where he used money to share and drive from Lagos about with the van, and DSS did not go after him. Someone that was not a president, though. Today he now become president. What do you think will happen? Tinubu was the one that they used to fund the APC Islamic Jihadist Party to take care of Boko Haram, to give them all the logistics that they need. He made way to see that Buhari is well funded for Islamic Jihad to take place. That is why in 2023 election, they came back again with Muslim ticket. And with Muslim ticket, they said what they need from the Muslim ticket is a Muslim man that will restore the dignity of Islam. The man that will make sure Islamic Jihad prevail. They made it clear to you that they are not coming to give you, school. They're not coming to give you innovation. What they are coming to do is to see that the dignity of Jihad, Islam, is fully restored and implemented in one Nigeria. All of you were not taking it serious when the imams were preaching it in the mosque during the elections of 2023, openly, without prejudice. Then Peter Obi was doing what? Going about preaching that Biafra will be scrapped. He will not allow Biafra to see lamplight, but he will make sure he negotiates with the Islamic jihadist terrorists. Today, Commander Kunle is telling you that this is the same way that they brought in Tinubu, that they brought in Buhari. And he is one of the envoys or one of the ambassadors that had the discussion with the American government that Buhari is the real man that should be used for the job of paving way for Boko Haram to take over Nigeria. This is what I want people to extract and understand from this video. Yes, because some of you listen to the video on the basis of the sponsors of Boko Haram are in the public sectors, in the governmental sectors of today. Yes, that is one point. But another point, going with the context of what is happening now, is for you to understand the role that these people played in making the agreement, making the arrangement with Obama's administration and Joe Biden in seeing and sealing that agreement and that workforce of bringing Buhari to be that president, to influence the Nigerian political arena, and to also bring Tinubu to see that Boko Haram come to prevail and Muslim ticket come to prevail. Islamic Jihad comes to prevail, which is the beginning of all problems in Nigeria today. That Islam must prevail, that jihad must prevail, that they must Islamize the entirety of one Nigeria. This is what Commodore Kunle is telling you in this video. That is what I want us to pick. For you to connote it with the unveiling of the sponsors of Boko Haram from Donald Trump's administration today, you need to go back and connect and bring this video and join with this one to see that what Donald Trump's administration is unveiling to you, that the sponsors of Boko Haram, they are in Nigeria, and not just in Nigeria as the government, that the government sponsors of Boko Haram originated from American government, which is under Joe Biden and Obama. And Commander Kunle here is admitting and telling you that he is one of those persons that made the arrangement with the American government. Let us play it again. To make what Donald Trump just exposed to happen and to come to be. They made the arrangement. They brought it to fruition. They made sure it happened.
And CIA and others were contemplating about Buhari and other for him. What he has turned out over the years is shocking to us. I was in Harvard in 2014, in December, when the Department of State Services and CIA and others were contemplating about Buhari and other aspirants.
Do you hear it? I was in Harvard. In Harvard, with the CIA, the CIA of America. What will make the CIA of America, the American government, to sit back to think of how to come and influence the Nigerian politics? To come and influence who will be the president and who will not be. What interest lies there? It is because of the presence of Obama, Joe Biden. Obama, Joe Biden. Because they know where they were going. Islam, jihad. Jihad. This one no be saying I miss it on Tokamo. It is not AIO. Na kunle the Tokamo, na the hear am for him voice. Na in the Tokam. He was part of it. He was there. The CIA of America. Who should be looking into their problems in America? No. What are they doing? Obama. Joe Biden told them, we must start to pave way for Islamic Jihad to enter Nigeria because there is a lot of mineral resources there. When we are able to take hold of that place and sit down, we can be able to strengthen Al-Qaeda, Boko Haram, ISWAP, ISIS, and all the terrorist group so that they can come back to fight the West tomorrow and destroy everything.
I know what we did to convince the American government that the only person that can come and put this country right is Buhari.
Now the Yeram. Now the Yeram.
The American government that the only person that can come and relating about Buhari and other aspirants. I know what we did to convince the American government that the only person that can come and put this country right is Buhari. That was before the Lagos, APC, before they chose within.
Right.
And that was how Tinubu came in.
That was how Tinubu came in. when Prime Minister told you people that Tinubu is not a Nigerian, Buhari is not a Nigerian, and that Tinubu is a tiffy drug lord. You see, There's one thing I've learned about American government. It's like when they want to do evil, they will look for some ex-convict and then use them to carry out this evil. Because the question is, why will American government decide to use Buhari and Tinubu to commit this crime against humanity in Nigeria, knowing too well that they have a bad record? Yes. Knowing too well that these people have bad records, why would they use them? Hey, Obama, Joe Biden, you people saw Nigerians finish. Yes. You people saw that they are real baboons and monkeys before you guys decided to go with this template. And it has really worked, because today they are everywhere wailing, jumping up and down, enjoying themselves in social media, drinking and dancing, jumping from one place to another. They're not even bothered and thinking of who will be the next to be kidnapped, who will be the next to be cut off heads, who will be the next that the terrorists will invade their communities, who will be the next to be spy. No, they don't think about it. As far as they see Night of Thousand Laugh, they see Nollywood movie, they see BB Niger, they see Suya and Eat, you play music for them, their case is closed. The next thing is that they will look for Japa strategies on how to Japa and run away and leave Nigeria. The more you Japa and leave, the more the terrorists are taking over. It is only the Biafran people that have a reason to say enough is enough. We cannot run away and leave our lands for the terrorists to take over. Because if we run and leave, when we come back, our lands are overrun by the terrorists. It is the Biafran people that took a bold step of defending and standing their ground to fight. Before you now see that the fear of the Biafran people became the beginning of wisdom to everyone. Before you now see that the Zoo terrorists understand that if they allow Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to breathe, that they will all be burnt off overnight. That is why they had to look for some of the fellow Biafrans to see how they can buy them over to betray Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, to lure him to Kenya in the name of meeting and allegiances, an important meeting that will bring fruit to the Biafran restoration, and thereby selling him off. It shall never be well with all of you that have your hands in the kidnap and the betrayal of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And any of you that have your hands in the detention of the Prime Minister, if you have directly or indirectly involved yourself in anything, your own go worse past the one of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Yes, your own go worse. Your own go worse past the people. The punishment will stand for the people who betray Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The people who betray Simon Ekpa, will now own go worse past the people who betray Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Let me just leave the case there for now.
We know what we did, but what he has done in the past 6 years is shocking. It's unprecedented. And it should not be allowed to be swept under the carpet, because the damage to the psyche of this country is monumental. When you do the processing and you do the analysis before dissemination point, you discover that the end game for them is to just turn this country into like a Taliban type of country. And did
you hear it? The end game is to turn the country into a Taliban type of country. What is the empirical figure of the Taliban? The empirical figure of the Taliban type of country is what? Islamic Jihad. The Taliban took over Afghanistan. Today, women cannot wear something and then open their faces and come out to the society. They cannot be where men are. There is no freedom of association. There is discrimination in line with their ethics of religion and worship. You are amputated. Let me break it in the language of everyone. They will cut your hand. If you do or commit any crime, they will cut your hand, cut your leg. Yes. They will flog women naked in the public. So, Kunle that is saying that what Buhari or what they have turned the country into today is worse than what they have thought. I want to ask all Biafrans question, and all those listening to us, or those that will listen to this program later. Between Kunle, the person that actually paved way and gave birth to Buhari to come to be, some people may say, how? This is how he did it. He confessed with his mouth that he is one of those persons that discussed with the American government, the CIA, the Obama and the Joe Biden government to see to the introduction and how they brought in Buhari with his Boko Haram boys and brothers to be the one in charge of Nigeria today. So between Kunle that actually work out the modalities with the American government of Obama and Joe Biden, for Buhari to come in to be with his Boko Haram brothers and sisters today, who is the worst person that have caused Nigeria this havoc? Is it Buhari? Is it Tinubu? Or is this Kunle? This Kunle is the one telling you that this is how they work it out with the American government for Tinubu to come to be. Not for Tinubu to come to be in this presidential election. No. We mean that Lagos time when he was Lagos governor. Kunle opened his mouth and said, this is how they did it. He was part of it. He did it with the American government for Tinubu to come to be. He has also done it for Buhari to come to be, thereby unveiling the Boko Haram terrorist brothers and sisters. Today, is he crying that Buhari spoiled the country? It's not Buhari that spoiled the country. It is Kunle that is actually the founding father of working out all the modalities and the agreement with the American government of Joe Biden and Obama to bring about Buhari, Tinubu, and the Boko Haram terrorists that have come to implement Islamic Jihad today. And today, he is here telling you that the end game of what Boko Haram terrorists and the Nigerian government has come to do is to turn Nigeria into another Taliban's region. The Taliban's region is exemplifying what happened in Afghanistan to Nigeria. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told you that a replica of Afghanistan is going to come in Nigeria. Some of you did not take him serious. He even told you that Somalia will be even better than Nigeria. If you have not gotten your Somalia visa, so that you can rather go to Somalia, start going to get it now. And Kunle is accepting it here now. From what they did, he is the founding father that signed the document and liaised with Obama presidency and Joe Biden to make this happen. He's confessing with his mouth.
It's a mindset, and anything goes. In other words, 10% casualties, 20% casualties is allowed in trying to achieve the end game. I said that is not the center of gravity of the problem of
10% casualty, 20% casualty is allowed in achieving the end game. Now, you see how Christians are used as, what will I call it? They are used as chemical properties. Yes, let me put it that way. Christians are being used as chemical properties, as catalysts to be able to make sure they pave way for Islamic Jihad. So Christians now are those 10%, 20% casualties that they're talking about, that they can slaughter Christians, massacre them, butcher them in their sleeps and in their communities, so that the end game of Islamic Jihad implementation will come to be at the end of the day. And they are terming it 10%, 20% casualty, that it is common human lives. Human lives of Christian extract, they call it common. They are not calling human lives of the Fulani extract to be common. No. They are calling human lives of Christian extract that they slaughter to be common. Human lives of Biafran extract to be common. Human lives that breeds in Nigeria had nothing Islamic Jihad or Fulani. They say it is common casualty. They must exhibit these casualties, kill our women and children, so that the end game of Islamic Jihad will come to play. You see, oh my God, people are very wicked. You see the terminologies they are using for our lives when they cut off the heads of our women and children. They say it's 10%, 1%, 2%. It is common casualties, so that the end game of Islamic Jihad can come to be. So that Obama's mandate, so that Joe Biden's mandate will come to be.
Of Boko Haram insurgency that we were having between that 2012 and 2017. And General Lanshakan asked me, Olami, why are you giving problem? What is the problem? Give us the answer. And I told General Lanshakan that if I tell you the answer, you're not going to be able to solve the problem. He said, what is the problem? I said, the center of gravity of Boko Haram and insurgency in Nigeria are the sponsors of that program. It was beyond us. Because the job we need to do is kinetics. Fight, destroy places, resolve issues. Yep. But we cannot resolve issue of sponsors of Boko Haram that were in Buhari's government that we...
They said it was beyond us. It was beyond them. The sponsors, it was beyond them, because how? 95% of the sponsors is coming from Joe Biden and Obama's government. And the money is decentralized within Buhari government and all the ministers and senators. And I want all of you to listen to something. He said, it was beyond us to destroy the Boko Haram because they had to deal with kinetics. So, can you listen to something here? It was beyond us to destroy when they have already brought the terrorists to take over the whole place, right? But it was very easy. It was very easy for them to make the arrangement and plan it with Joe Biden and Obama's government in America, and to implement it and to bring it to be. They came in, they started killing. And now he's telling you it is beyond us to bring it to an end. But on bringing it to start to happen, it was easy, right? But to stop it now, they say it is beyond us. It is a strategy of owning up and also washing off their hands on the other way. So that somebody will say, oh, you have not done anything. Hey, we have done all our best. We have tried everything. It is not working. Oh, but you did everything very well for it to work in bringing the terrorists in through Obama and Joe Biden and Buhari. Now the numbers have increased. They slaughter on daily basis, and you're saying it is beyond us. No, it's not beyond. You know the sponsors. They are in government. Majority of the money is coming from Joe Biden and Obama's government. That is why you cannot open your mouth and talk and say it is beyond us. Because you know, you yourself was the founding father of bringing the arrangement together, right from America. You confess with your mouth. And whatever Buhari will be doing, you know the secret of it. You know where people started. You know how everything is going. So if you come out and then say this is how it is, nobody will take you serious. They will just push you out like an enemy. The same way that Madam USB Nigeria is doing to Adadarama now. Adadarama knows all that they were planning when they were taking Biafra donation fundraising to go and give Caterpillar a Bubagu commander. A Bubagu commander who is fighting against this Biafran government, who is working with one Nigerian terrorist government of Soludo, Dave Umahi, Hopeless Odima, Andy Uba, Ifeanyi Uba, that by yesterday, and Peter Mba, and all the terrorist governors that you know, which you have till today. But for these people to destroy everything that Prime Minister Simon Ekpa has built, because of their sheer interest, because of their hatred, because of their selfishness, of they want to be the one to be in charge. They want to take over and say everybody should come and bow to them. They rather send the money that Biafrans contributed, which they deceived that the money was going to the Chief of Defense Staff, General Igwe Butuzo, for their work. They rather go and then start recruiting a Bubagu terrorist commander, Caterpillar. They rather go and start recruiting Caterpillar, a Bubagu terrorist commander. And another man knew about all these plans that they were making before now. And when the God of Biafra held her on her neck and said, talk, she came out and dragged her out and said, why are you deceiving Biafrans with the money of Biafrans that you have collected? You said the money is going to General Igwe Butuzo with his men, but nothing is going to him. Why are you deceiving us? So because they now understand that she is part of them and has been part of them, and if they allow her, she will expose more evil. And when General Igwe Butuzo came out and cleared the air and said, Adarama, I got what you said, and it is circulating on the media. To clarify my name, no money, 5 naira, 1 naira, nothing has come from NGOZI to us since PM was taken in. Because another man knows all this secret and all these communications and all these calls, all the meetings that they have been having with a Caterpillar, a Bubagu terrorist commander, who is killing Biafrans. Because another man knows, and she has all the recordings of all these meetings that they are having. NGOZI will be having meeting. She will send Onyehami and Solomon Nkwocha. And when they started it, I was on air to expose and say, Eze Monabi, you are the one that they are using as a point of contact to Caterpillar. I made several space expositions on it, and I will type a message to it on Twitter. I told you people when they are doing the recruitment in Oka and in Nsoka, because that have all the information. That is why you see they push her out. They push her out. That is why you see her. When she wants to talk, it's like something is holding her mouth and she will say, oh, Adandimbu, oh yourself. Why? Don't say anything. Don't say anything. She has all their conversation and their information. How they send money today she was crying, and the day before yesterday, all through this week, she's shouting it, that they carry Biafra money, go give a Bubagu terrorist commander for over 3 weeks now. They have not seen the Bubagu terrorist commander, Caterpillar. That one has run away with the money. And what did Ugo say? Ugo came out to come and say, hey, yes, they contracted the Bubagu terrorist commander. That is a Bubagu terrorist commander that came to come and stop terrorists in Yamufu. I laugh. And that man was still shouting on Ugo and say, Ugo, God will punish you for lying and deceiving Biafrans. The Caterpillar did not go anywhere. Caterpillar is a sabo that is in where? Anambra. He did not move farthing from Anambra to Enugu to do anything. But because they know, when you are part of the system, you will know how they plan to start the evil coming down. When you come out and say, I know how to kill it, I know how to destroy it, I know the secrecy of the Boko Haram. You are the one, you are the founding father of how the Boko Haram came about. You liaise with Obama and Joe Biden in America with your mouth confessing to bring about Buhari, to bring about Tinubu, and this is what gave birth to the Boko Haram. And then you know that the funding that you're talking about is being generated within the government officials of one Nigeria. And this funding is still coming from Joe Biden and Obama, which is what Donald Trump has just come to unveil to the entire world.
We know them.
When you say we, who
I was in the military intelligence, and the defense headquarters staff that I work with, they know. And that was why we couldn't pursue that aspect that could have resolved that problem. Because you remember this book.
They know. So they are all aware. So they could not pursue it because they were all in it. Their hands were all soaked inside of it. A lot of people will be thinking, why these people refuse to have brought out the sponsors of Boko Haram? How many times have they told people that they have unveiled the sponsors of terrorists in Nigeria? They say they caught some people in UAE, they caught some people in Dubai, they caught some people in Emirates, Qatar. Have they unveiled anyone to you? No. This man left this video on Channels Television as at 2021 or 2022, thereabout. But today, Donald Trump has come to now open the basket again. And everything is still connecting together. Why I'm playing this man's video is to let you know that what Donald Trump exposed is actually fact. Because this man with his mouth has confessed that he was part of the government officials from Nigeria that was negotiating and was having the meeting with Joe Biden and Obama's American government to bring about the Buhari and Tinubu into government, thereby bringing about the Boko Haram thing that you see today. And he said, I knew and we knew what we did for this to happen. But how the Boko Haram train has turned up today is not what he himself had expected. He thought that it was just going to be a baby game. But the thing has become maturity mind games, which he now explained that it is going to become like the Taliban of Afghanistan. That means that everybody will sit down someday. Everyone in Nigeria will be totally Islamized. That is what he's saying. The Taliban will come out. They will start slaughtering everyone that is Christian, that is nothing Islamic jihad. They will slaughter and then take over like the Taliban did in Afghanistan. That is what Kunle is telling you here. And Donald Trump has come to tell you, this is what Obama and Joe Biden did that brought us this far. But this man here, Kunle, is actually the man, is actually the person that signed the document and made this negotiation with the American government for them to bring about Buhari and Tinubu for all this Islamic jihad to come and start?
Boko Haram issue started since 2012. Yeah. And I was in the military intelligence that time. We arrested those people. It is my organization that actually conducts interrogation and interview. And they mention names. I mean, I can't come on the air and start mentioning names of people that are presently in government now that I know. Presently in government. That the boys that we arrested mentioned. Some of them are governors now. Some of them are in the Senate. Some of them are in Aso Rock. Why should a government?
Some of them are in Aso Rock. Why some are in the Senate? Why some are governors? So, did Donald Trump say anything false? Did he unveil anything false? Did Dodge, Elon Musk's department or ministry that is set up by Donald Trump, did they unveil anything false? I'm asking the Biafran people and what Nigerian people. Did Donald Trump unveil anything false as evidences of Obama and Joe Biden's government sponsoring Boko Haram in Nigeria? No. Is there anything falsehood there? No. Hey, oh my God. Commander Kunle is telling you here now that those in Aso Rock, those in the Senate, governors, ministers, which he himself happened to have been the one that signed the first document and made the arrangement with the American government to bring about this Tinubu and Buhari for the Islamic Jihad to start, for Boko Haram to start. He's telling you that the key people now rolls the money on the table and play the cards of the Islamic Jihad of the Boko Haram, that they are in the Aso Rock, they are in the Senate, they are in the government house, they are in the ministries, rocking and rolling. When we talk about Biafra, some of you will look us and say online countries. You see, we thank God that Biafrans are brave. They are the only people that have remained unprovoked before coming to do something. No. We cannot remain unprovoked before coming to do something. No. It is the people of the north that remains and the middle belt that remain unprovoked before coming to wake up. No. Biafran people are provoked with the little that you do. They are provoked with little that you do, and then they come out to start giving you bam bam posa. Bam bam posa. They don't allow you to wait and then say they must remain unprovoked before they come. No! Do it once. You will hear from them. And that is what has kept us on that they cannot slaughter all of us. But all of you that want to remain unprovoked, you don't want to provoke the terrorists of one Nigeria, don't want to provoke the presidency, don't want to provoke the police, the Air Force, the Navy. They will slaughter all of you and finish. While Biafran people will continue to breathe. You will continue to call us online country, but we will be the only one defending all of you. Mad people everywhere. Presidency, Aso Rock, senator, governors, they are the ones benefiting from Obama and Joe Biden's government that brought about Boko Haram. As they speak, they are still there now. That is what it says. They are still there in Aso Rock.
Mentioned. Some of them are governors now. Some of them are in the Senate. Some of them are in Aso Rock. Why should a government try to cause this kind of embarrassment and insecurity to the sense of what happened yesterday?
Why should the government tend to cause this kind of insecurity and embarrassment? The first thing you should ask yourself is, why should you, Kunle, decide to cause this kind of insecurity and embarrassment to the Nigerian people? Because you first, you are the key person, the founder of this thing. Some people don't even know you, Sef Kunle. Some people only know Buhari. They know Tinubu. But they don't know that you are actually the grandfather, the founder of this evil that has happened to Nigerian people today. You are the grandfather, because you are the one that made the negotiation with the American government, with your mouth confessing today. Okay. That message is very clear. But Buhari said something. Let us hear what Buhari said.
Group that wants to destroy Nigeria. Otherwise, how can Boko Haram come and I suspect there must be a strong international group that wants to destroy Nigeria. Otherwise, how can Boko Haram come and stop us from processing and development petroleum in Lake Chad Basin? But we have managed to show Nigeria and the rest of the world that Kolmani, you know, we have so many billions of crude oil and gas there.
The state government believes that these projects will boost the state's economy. Sadiq Ilyasu, Channels Television News.
And I suspect there must be a strong international group that wants to destroy Nigeria.
As a fact, there must be a strong international group that want to destroy Nigeria. Kule is the one that laid the foundation for Buhari to come in and for Tinubu to come in. They made the negotiations with Obama and Joe Biden as the international group that is talking about. So that the aim was not for any other thing, it is for Christians to be slaughtered, so that Islamic jihad will prevail. And when Buhari said, how can the Boko Haram stop them? That means there is international group that is giving them the sponsorship. And this international group that is giving them the sponsorship is going through the same Buhari. Now, I want people to understand something. Kunle said, those that are behind the sponsors of this terrorist group, they are in Aso Rock, which is Buhari. They are in the Senate. They are in the government house. They are in the ministries. They are all working together to see that Aso Rock remain as a seat of power. No be so? Now, which people brought about Buhari? Which people brought about Tinubu? The same international group, which is Obama and Joe Biden. So when he is saying there is an international group that is sponsoring Boko Haram and supporting Boko Haram to destabilize Nigeria, I want you to understand something here. Now, Madam, you must bow. Communicate with the attorney of Prime Minister, Attorney Marianne, and the attorney of BRGIE, Aman Dabiri, in USA, Washington, D.C., and the lobbyist, Honorable Elias Gresalus. But you know what Madam Yumusba will do? After she communicates with these people from behind the scene, with her phone communications and chat and calls, she will be pleading for a favor that Prime Minister should call her the same way that Prime Minister has called every other person and sent messages to the government and to the people of Biafra. That is what she's pleading from behind the scene. She will be talking on low term and good term with these people, these attorneys, behind the scene. Then when she comes out to the media, she tag all these attorneys and lobbyists criminals. Do you now see the Takia system that Madam Yumusbao is using? It is the same thing that the Fulani jihadist terrorists here are using. Buhari knows the role that he is playing when he leaves this pulpit talking to people. Buhari knows that he is in good communication with Obama and Joe Biden, who is sending the money and sponsoring what? The Boko Haram terrorists. He knows all the governors and the ministers and senators that are in Aso Rock with him, with the plan of how to sustain the Boko Haram. But Buhari will come out to address the entire people of Nigeria. He will now be crying and telling you, I am innocent. I don't know the international bodies that are sponsoring and making sure that Boko Haram will breed in Nigeria and to make life inhabitable for us. There is nothing different from what Madam Yumusbao will do. You see the letter that the attorney of PM released recently from the attorney's office. Madam Yumusbao got the communication directly. The same way she got the communication of the other letter from the attorney of BRGIE, Amanda Biri, in Washington, D.C. She communicates with the attorney inside the house, begging to see Prime Minister call her like Prime Minister has called other people. She begged to see that she see Prime Minister come out tomorrow. That Prime Minister is not dead. Prime Minister should come out and talk to BIAFRANS. She want to hear Prime Minister talk. But after she is crying behind the scene, begging the attorneys and the lobbyists, she will now come to social media and write that the same attorneys and lobbyists are impostors, that they are not representing Prime Minister Simon Ekpa. You see, when Prime Minister comes out, many of you will see NGOZI on the road. You will carry stone and stone NGOZI. I'm telling you. You will see her on the road. You would prefer to carry stone and stone her. Because you don't know the evil that she is doing. How can somebody carry this phone? You will be on phone and talk with the same lobbyists and attorney for over 30 minutes. You will send the attorney and lobbyists messages. They will reply you simply because they had known you to be part of the people of Biafra. Then when you finish, you come to the media, you destroy the reputation and the names of those same attorneys and lobbyists. Can you ask NGOZI? NGOZI, is the lobbyists or the attorneys aware that you have called them criminals in the media? NGOZI, is the attorney of PM aware that you made a video recently and then you called her a very stupid and idiotic woman, that our leaders cannot accept what those kind of stupid and idiotic woman and useless woman that call herself ex-wife? That is the question you should ask NGOZI. So what's different from what Buhari is saying here and what he's doing here? It is the same Takia system that this woman does. Do it behind the scene, sing the praises, and then come out in the public, destroy, thinking that this woman or the attorneys or lobbyists or the Biafran people or the Nigerian people don't actually know where the truth is.
Woman is doing. We know that. Just like the one that says she representing Nnamdi Kanu and come out to us, the pseudo whatever. On our Mazi Nnamdi Kanu can never support what that idiot does. The same way our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa can never support what that foolish idiot they call the ex-wife come on Twitter to do. There is a pattern, and Biafrans, you need to know this pattern. I believe the true Biafrans have seen the pattern where when our leaders are being subjugated by the Nigerian state, their so-called wives or ex-wives come out to say stupid shit on the social media. What a woman is doing. We know that. Just like the one that says she representing Nnamdi Kanu and come out to call us the pseudo whatever. On our Mazi Nnamdi Kanu can never support what that idiot does. The same way our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa can never support what that foolish idiot they call the ex-wife come on Twitter to do.
Na Yeram. I mean, I know Yeram. Who know Yeram? Aha. This is this same woman that she is calling idiot, stupid, foolish. That day that letter was posted out, she was on phone. This woman here, she was on phone communicating with this same attorney. After you have come out to the media to call her idiot, stupid. You know, I love it that my prime minister is not dead. He is coming out. And prime minister's case is not in a dungeon, or he was not kidnapped, that he now becomes incommunicado. No, he was not kidnapped. He's not in a lawless country that where he is, he cannot speak to his people. No, he can speak. And when you listen to the attorney come to give us the update, she says, I have the privilege of having a one-to-one discussion in private with my client without interference from the authority. So that is to tell you that Finland is not like Nigeria. There is right of client and the attorney communication, which the detention facility does not infringe that right. So the person can communicate with his client and attorney freely, and information is passed without any compulsion. No one is pointed gun to somebody's head to speak on a compulsionate ground. Now, we want everyone to understand something. That Donald Trump's government has come to be, and he has started something very, very, very important. And the Biafran people have the responsibility of making sure you continue to bombard the media with the atrocities of one Nigeria. Not that Donald Trump and his administration don't have all the reports, they have. But we have to continue to bombard the media and tag Donald Trump, tag the Secretary of State, tag the CIA. Now, I was not tagging the CIA before. I was only tagging Donald Trump, tagging the Secretary of State, tagging the Secretary of Defense, tagging the Speaker of the House, and tagging the Department of Justice. And also tagging, who else? Okay, I also tag our attorney and lobbyist. But from what Kule has said here today, that the CIA, the CIA is part of the body that sat down to plan how to implement Islamic Jihad for us by bringing in Buhari and Tinubu. So going forward, every Biafran should make sure you locate the CIA Twitter handle. locate the CIA Twitter handle on X so that you tag them. You tag them when you are posting something about the genocide in what Nigeria. Yes. The CIA must be tagged going forward. Let them know what is happening. Let them see the result of what they created. Let them understand that Biafrans and Nigerian people have been slaughtered ever since they brought about the Islamic Jihad of Boko Haram under Buhari and Tinubu. So you see, Tinubu was brought in as a governor. Still by who? American government under Joe Biden and Obama. Kule have just unveiled it here. And then the same government again of America still brought about Buhari. And Kule said, this is the same way we brought about Tinubu, that we succeeded in bringing about Buhari with the working of the CIA and the American government of Joe Biden and Obama. There are more videos to play, but we want to make it short. Tomorrow will be another day. So I will leave the program here today, and we will continue again tomorrow. But before we continue, we will take maybe 4 contributions or questions or ideas from people that may want to speak. So you can either speak in through the space, or you speak in through the studio by clicking the link to join and give your submission. So please, those on space, if you want to speak, reach out to the mic. We need just 5 speakers because of time, so that people can be able to watch it and then join us again tomorrow as a continuation of this program. We need to use like 1 week or 2 to push and push and push and tell the American government, well done for letting the world to know the evil that the Nigerian people and the Biafran people have been suffering all this while. And it is a very good time to connect the dots. Yes, it's a good time to connect the dots. Because bringing out the atrocities of Nigeria, starting from what Donald Trump has done, is what will bring about the recognition of those that are fighting to get liberated, those that are fighting to get free from the contraction of the Boko Haram terrorists, which is a family unit of the Al-Qaeda, the ISWAP, the ISIS, and all the terrorist groups of Taliban that have taken over Afghanistan. So Donald Trump is giving a platform out now for people to communicate their grievances and their problems and how they have been influenced by these groups of terrorists. So it's opportunity for you to start bombarding the media now. This is far from the political and the diplomatic work that our APM is doing with the lobbies and the attorneys through the American Congress on the table. While that is ongoing, we have the responsibility of firing up the cylinders from all angles to make sure the dots connect very well. But for us to do this, we all must be on Twitter. That is why, as this program is ongoing here now, we are also on Twitter Space to send the message. Yes, if you are in space, do well to share the space, hit the like button and then share so that others can be able to join and also give their own contribution and to listen later on. Please, if you want to speak from the studio, join the studio and pick the mic and speak us up. Emmanuel, over to you from the studio. Emmanuel, welcome to the studio. Emmanuel, you are speaking, but we can't hear you. Are you muted? We can't hear you. Your audio is not enabled. Enable your audio. Enable your audio. Enable your audio. Enable your audio, Emmanuel. Enable your audio. Maybe you go out and come in again. Go out and come in again, Emmanuel. Go out and come in. Go out and come in. When you are coming in, enable your audio device. All right, while we wait for you to fix your device from the studio, Mazda K, over to you, Mazda K, on the Twitter. Mazda K, over to you. You can give your submission. Okay, Emmanuel, we can hear you now. Go ahead, Emmanuel. Emmanuel, you can speak up. We can hear you now. Emmanuel. Emmanuel is not ready. Okay, Mazda K, go ahead, Mazda K. Emmanuel will come back. He's having network issues.
I'm done. Look everywhere states first. My shop since.
Mazda K, can you hear me? Mazda K is not ready. Mazi Onyeka Chukwu. Mazi Onyeka Chukwu, aka Nkuti number. Over to you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Honorable Minister, for issue and also we want to thank all Biafrans, our government, our APM, our defense forces. I want to thank Donald J. Trump, Mr. President, for what you are doing. You know, I don't know sometimes that our leader Nandi can have prepared everyone, even all indigenous people and Africans who listen to his voice, what to do and how, what the reason we must be free. Everything he said, when he was talking about this Barack Obama, some people we are sorting him, were talking trash. But little the one I know, apart from that, I know that Obama is what I used to say is the worst thing that happened to Africa. Is after the slavery and Berlin conference, the next worst enemy, dark-hearted, evil man that fitted pen on Africa is Obama. He killed Gaddafi. Killing Gaddafi, not that he killed Gaddafi. He made Gaddafi in Libya today. Our fellow Africa, they have a market where fellow dark-skinned Africans are being sold. Where they displaced and they're buying them for slavery. What they say of Obama. Obama invaded Libya. No American citizen, no European citizen that are living a good life compared to Libyan citizens under Gaddafi. They have to call him bad name. And went, invaded the land and killed him. They looted all the gold, everything. Obama said, if Obama we shouldn't step his foot in Africa. Obama is the worst evil man that have used to cause pain in Africa. The inflow of terrorism in Africa, in West Africa, in Nigeria, what is going on today, ethnic cleansing, religious war, jihad. Obama succeeded in removing Jonathan to Buhari for purpose. And both of them with his wife, they conspired to stage the so-called kidnap of Chibok, which they used Chetima, then Bono state governor. And they staged it to discredit Jonathan. And they immediately staged, bring back our gear. Evil of Obama. He looks innocent in face, but the heart is darker than charcoal. Obama came to, I was asking myself, Obama, what is the benefit? And Africa said the benefit for Obama. As when they were happy that they not that your brother, not your own person. Don't support the person because it's your own. Are you from your state? Are you from your community? No. Some of those who back on that have been failed. Obama is part of it because Africa is Africa. Africa, America, and America, they suffered under Obama. They suffered. So I'm calling on Mr. President Trump to arrest Obama. Obama should be arrested. Obama inflicted pain in Africa, and Obama shouldn't be working freely. Obama should be arrested and probed, investigated properly. Obama sponsored terrorism, and there are too many Christians. Thank you. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you, Mazio. Good number. Emmanuel, over to you from the studio.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Am I coming out?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, good evening, Biafra. Good evening, Soni Abarawa. I want to use this opportunity to say God bless you, everyone, all the cabinet members of Biafra. I want to thank you for your good work. Thank you. I really appreciate it so much. I'm always trying to, sometimes I try to come live, but I couldn't answer the opportunity to come live. Anytime I come like this, one thing or the other will happen. I'm very glad to be here today. Like as our brother said, you have already said mind, but I want to use this opportunity to only congratulate everything that you people have been doing, both our APM. I want to ask for one thing, please. I want to ask because here where I am is very complicated. It's very complicated for me. So I'm trying my possible best because I don't have a country here so that I can fund to this revelation. When I'm still, I used to fund, but now I don't know how to fund because I don't have a country here. I'm in Spain, so I'm trying my possible best so that I can get my any new admin so that I can be able to be doing my own form because I don't have a account here. That is my own.
You are in Spain, yeah?
Yes, yes.
Okay, I'm going to give you the number of España admin now. You have pen and paper with you?
Yeah, let me take my paper here. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, my pen, I have my paper with me.
Okay. The number is +34.
Okay.
642.
Yeah.
701.
Yeah. Okay.
007.
Okay. Yeah, I will be very glad because this thing is bothering me since all this while. Anytime I try to speak, the thing couldn't work. So I was very angry since all this while. So today that I have the time to speak to you people, I'm very glad.
Thank you, Mas Emmanuel. Just contact that number. That is the Spanish rep. Okay.
Okay. Thanks very much.
Thank
I must say thank you. I must appreciate you. People should continue the good work. God Almighty will liberate us. We'll go to Biafra land.
Thank you. All right, the next caller on Twitter space, Fortune Marabo. Fortune Marabo, over to you. Fortune Marabo, over to you. Fortune Marabo. Fortune, you're not ready. We come to Uchenna Makochi. Uchenna Makochi, over to you.
Minister, I greet you.
There we
I greet everyone here and all the rest. Dominion BIAFRANS. I greet everyone here. Bible says everything works for the benefit and the good of the children of God. So whatever that is happening today is working in a favor of Omo Biafra, in a favor of Biafran people. Yes. Whether what's the name of that president, that ex-president of America, Obama, whether Obama fund terrorists, whether he did not fund terrorists. All I know, I still remember what the Bible said. Everything works for the good, for the benefit of the children of God. Yes. That is the one word to conclude all these things that happen. You could have seen how NGOZI or Abufunani did her own work. After set and done, she now used her hand and opened her nyash. Now everybody has begun to see, hey, this woman is evil. You know, the time this woman is starting this particular this her movement, we have been shouting, you know, in many groups, and I found myself there. I shout. All of a sudden, I said I'm a staple and that I'm putting sand on their career. Now they tell me, yes. After everything today now, those that have reasonable mind, they have seen the thing that have been shouted. So everything work for the benefit of the children of God. That is the final solution there. So and indeed, God used to have glory in any negative things that happen in this life. God used to have a glory inside everything that is happening in this life. Now you have seen how God now push Donald Trump push him into the seat in second time. That is to show you that is a divine work from God. God wants to show the world that yes, indeed, not Kabinya or Kabo. From the mouth, he told Moses that I am that I am. When Moses asked him, if I go to Egypt, who will I tell them? Who will I say that sent to me? You know, told Moses, tell Moses that I am that I am sent to you. Send you to him. Now, everything now, we all have seen everything, how everything is working now. Now, God wants to show that, yes, indeed, He be a God. And He is seeing a lot of suffering of people. Now, he has come to liberate many countries and in that suffering. in that shame bondage, Obama put all countries today. God has come to including Biafrans. Yes. God wants to use this Donald Trump, this president, new president now. God wants to use this man to liberate a lot of countries. You know, in the first tenure of this president now, I can remember. I think now that is the time. You can see that this man has. So whether Trump arrest Barack Obama or you not arrest him, that's not meaning anything. All we know that God will use this opportunity to fix all these things they have destroyed since all these years. God will use Donald Trump to fix everything.
Thank you, Mazi. Thank you, Mazi. We go to another caller because we don't have much time. Tomorrow we'll reconvene again. Thank you.
Go on.
Thank you. For real, you're the last speaker. Over to you, for real.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. On Saturday during the fundraise, I was writing to Pastor Van. He made the announcement that somebody wrote from YouTube to contact somebody. I should come to the Twitter. Then I came and I wrote to you, my honorable, that I want to make my donation in the homeland, but there was no way I could do that. So I need to have information how I can do that today.
Okay, I'll send you the number of Biafra license Lagos so that you can make your donation from there. Biafra license Lagos. I'm sending you the number now on your Twitter. So hold on, just hold on. Let me get the number. Biafra license Lagos. Okay. So you message the number on WhatsApp or Telegram. Then when you call the number or message, you wait for it until you get a response. You may not get response immediately, so you just drop a message and wait, or you call and wait until when they get back to you, okay?
I will be dropping 30K Gemma for that.
All right, thank you. I've messaged you now, Lagos license. Check if you can see my message.
See it, I'm seeing it.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. And thank you to everyone that have been here. We'll continue tomorrow because of time constraint. And we want everyone in the media to be up and doing. And thank you so much for all you've been doing. The Prime Minister is very proud of all of you. And he sends his greetings to Biafrans in the media, especially those of you in the media. Prime Minister sends his greetings to all of you in the media. And he says that God knew why he ordained all of you to be in the media. It was for a time like this. So do more, okay? Do more, fire more, put more fire, because there is power that you possess, which you have not come to realize before now. But with the happenings of every day, you are becoming more than conquerors. So put more effort in all you do in the media and let the fire continue to burn. because the enemies of Biafra, they are feeling the fire and they are dying off daily. I salute all Biafrans as we adjourn to reconvene again. Ndewo from here, from me, it is good morning. Ndewo Muchineke. Ndewo. Ndewo.
Life is a process. No matter how you go about it. Masi Okechukwu Omale Chawoke, the Biafran Republic Government in Exile Finance Minister, is humbly campaigning for global Biafran financial support for the purpose of Finland Convention, Biafran Defense Forces, and redeclaration-related activities. I appreciate all Biafrans who have been supporting our liberation movement. I also urge everyone to massively support more than ever, especially in these critical times. Oh, my fellow lovely great Biafrans, let's come together and support our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, who is currently working tirelessly to hand over our freedom to us this year, 2024. Freedom is coming, yeah. Yo. Masi Okechukwu.